May is probably overall one of the weaker months of new PlayStation 4 game releases we've had in a while in terms of just sheer name value. Now, originally it was scheduled to see the release of The Last of Us Part 2. Unfortunately, that's been delayed. However, there are still a lot of compelling games coming out in May that I do want to highlight, especially because they are going very much under the radar. And I know for our audience, a lot of you guys are big fans of Japanese RPGs, and that's what I mainly want to focus on in today's video. However, I will be highlighting some of May's other game releases in the future, so be on the lookout for that. But in particular with this video, I want to highlight two Japanese RPGs coming to the PlayStation 4 in the month of May, and both of them are coming from pretty notable IPs. No, it's not a Final Fantasy VII remake. I wouldn't even say it's a Persona 5 Royal. But these are two games that I have some high expectations for, and the first one I want to go over is Ys Memories of Celseta. Now, this is a game I think that is long overdue to see a PlayStation 4 release. Now, if you don't know, this game was released on the PlayStation Vita a little while ago, probably a few years ago, and it's another Ys game, yes. However, it's a Ys game that is really good, and a Ys game that's really good is a really good JRPG. I know the Ys games a lot of the times fundamentally are very similar to one another, but that's why they work so well. They remind me a lot of the Tales games in a sense, where you don't need to fix what isn't broken, but in the sense of Tales, they are kind of changing the series up a little bit with Tales of Arise, and with Ys, they are changing it up a little bit with Ys 9 as well, so maybe that doesn't hold true for eternity. Nonetheless, I still find Ys to be an incredibly compelling franchise with great combat, great music. I think the music is one of the standout elements of Ys, and the fact of the matter is, the game being relegated to the PlayStation Vita, yes, it did see a PC release as well, but on the PlayStation 4, it should have a brand new life attached to it, and it's getting a lot of improvements on the PS4 version of the game versus the Vita version. Specifically with this one, developed by Nihon Falcom as a part of their long-running Ys series and originally released for the PlayStation Vita handheld entertainment system, the PlayStation 4 remaster will support 60 frames per second with full high-definition graphics and optimized controls to reproduce the touchscreen functions of the PS Vita version. The company is also pleased to confirm that the PlayStation 4 version will support dual audio, allowing the game to be played with English voices or the original Japanese. They also added that that feature will be released as a free patch to the existing PC audience in the near future. Now, if you don't know, Ys Memories of Celseta is actually Ys 4, and the game's description notes, experience the world of the Japanese cult classic Ys 4 and discover the land and characters of Celseta for the first time on PlayStation 4. In Ys Memories of Celseta, explore one of the most expansive locales in the series, complete with a robust and detailed mapping system that includes customizable waypoints to keep adventurers from losing their way as they unearth the many secrets hidden within the wilderness. The established multi-character party system with real-time combat, first introduced in Ys 7, makes its return in Ys Memories of Celseta, and I will add my recollection of the Vita version. The gameplay works just as well, and it delivers fast-paced yet strategic action punctuated with meaningful player choice. Adol Christian's story starts similarly. Knowing nothing but his name, Adol Christian awakens to find himself in the town of Kasnen, a bustling frontier village at the end of an endless sea of trees and untamed wilderness. Bereft of past and purpose, he is left to wander the town until a mysterious information dealer named Durin, who claims to know him, joins Adol on a sudden mission to rid local mine of monsters. This unexpected quest reawakens Adol's instincts as an accomplished swordsman, and their exploits quickly attract the attention of Grisdelia, a Roman army general stationed in the town. Impressed with their skills, she enlists the pair to assist in mapping the great forest of Celseta, a task which many have attempted but none have ever returned from. Far from the frontier's edge, Adol and Durin must brave the dangers of Celseta while constantly keeping watch for any clues that may help Adol recover his lost memories. More importantly, Adol must use his best judgment to decide who he can trust and who is using his memory loss in order to deceive him, so it does add a pretty interesting take to the story. Now, if you played Ys 8, you know what you're getting yourself into. The Ys games feature very fast, very fluid combat, and again, from a music standpoint, some of the best music a JRPG has to offer, and I say that in high regard to games like Persona and Final Fantasy VII Remake, but when you talk about the best soundtracks in Japanese RPGs, those two games, a Final Fantasy and a Persona, are probably the ones that are often brought up. Ys has some excellent battle music, and some of the opening songs are great. Ys is just packed with excellent music, and I think from that standpoint, it's going to be a worthwhile game. I should also add, in North America, physical Day 1 Timeless of Adventure edition of Ys Memories of Celseta will be available for $39.99, so they're coming at it at a budget price point, which I think is fantastic, given that I don't really think you can go with a $50 or $60 price point with this one. At the Xseed Game Store and other participating retailers, this will be available, and will be the only version available at retail at launch. It is a special edition of sorts. It includes a copy of the game's special soundtrack CD that was a part of the Ys 25th Anniversary Pack in Japan, containing 9 rearranged songs from Ys 1 through Ys 7 and Ys Origin, along with 5 songs from the original MSX release, as well as 12 4x6-inch art cards highlighting various Ys heroines. Maybe in this climate you would rather prefer to get the game digitally, and even better so for your wallet if you decide to go that route, as the game will be available for just $29.99. On the other hand, in Europe, the physical edition of Ys Memories of Celseta will be available at select retailers. Pre-order and pricing availability will be confirmed very, very shortly. Ys Memories of Celseta is scheduled for release on May 15th, and yes, I know you guys are busy with a plethora of other Japanese RPGs right now, but given this one is coming at a budget price point, given I imagine that a lot of you guys have played Ys 8, if you thought very highly about that game, if you think highly of the Ys franchise as a whole, Memories of Celseta will definitely be a game to pick up. And I have a hunch that that special edition, if you keep it unopened, it's going to be worth a pretty penny down the line if you're into things like that. Nonetheless, again, that'll be dropping May 15th. Alright, next up, the other JRPG that I would say is a pretty major release is Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris. Now, Sword Art Online video games I have not thought too highly of. I didn't even think too highly of the anime, but hey, that's a wormhole that I'm not trying to go down right now. I know there are ardent fans of the franchise, and I don't want to get on the wrong side. However, I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed Sword Art Online, the Gun Gale version of the game, Gun Gale Online. I thought there was a unique twist to that game with all the guns being added as well, while still retaining the fundamentals of the Sword Art IP. I know Gun Gale Online was a part of the second season, but nonetheless, I thought that translated pretty well into a video game. With Alicization Lycoris, it does seem to be the biggest budget Sword Art game yet, and I think these games are doing rather well from a commercial standpoint over here in the States as well, because these games continue to come out. They must be doing well over in Japan. I know this is one of the biggest anime in Japan. And nonetheless, this one is rather interesting, as it has you play a series protagonist, Kirito, and become immersed in the underworld, a mysterious virtual world set in the anime series' Alicization arc, featuring epic battles, stunning JRPG visuals, and an expansive world to explore. Kirito's journey through the latest Sword Art Online game is ready to begin. Following the events of the SAO Alicization anime series, Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris finds Kirito in a mysterious but familiar virtual world. That world being the underworld, where AIs behave like humans. As players take control of Kirito, they will relive the heart-pounding scenes from the series through the intense combat. Players will also encounter fan-favorite characters, including Yogo, Alice, Administrator, and many more. Sorry if I butchered any of those names. Not the most ardent SAO fan in the world, but still the fact that this game can compel me, even not being the biggest fan in the world, I think that says something about what we've seen out of the game thus far. A wide world awaits Kirito and his friends in this exciting adaptation to the Sword Art Online Alicization series. For the first time in the Sword Art Online video game, players will be able to faithfully follow the events of the anime series, said Jennifer Sang, brand marketing manager at Bandai Namco Entertainment. We look forward to players and fans experiencing the Alicization story arc as Kirito uncovering the mysteries of Underworld and making new friends along the way. The game does tout seamless, action-packed, real-time battles using a combination of sword skills, sacred arts, and your favorite SAO characters. And again, because it is following the anime series to a T, I do think that's going to be something rather interesting, although there are some original elements being introduced as well. Whatever the case may be, these Sword Art games is something that is always going to cater towards a certain audience, and the Sword Art fans are going to be all over it. I do think with this game, it does have an opportunity to extend beyond that and start drawing in people that maybe have not watched the anime. Maybe they're not the biggest fan of the anime, but they do want a quality Japanese RPG to play. Now, it is a $59.99 release, which I know I'm one of the cheaper gamers on this platform. However, $60 for a lot of games I just don't think is worth it, especially when a game like Trials of Mana is coming out and that's only going to be $50. I would have been much happier if this game was released at $50, but honestly, that's a minor complaint from my end, and I don't see the majority of people complaining about that. At the very least, maybe add this one to your wish list, and down the line when it does go on sale, you'll be better off picking up then. But it is a game that I thought deserves some attention, as these Sword Art games in the past, they've been okay, they've been pretty good to an extent as well. Again, I really enjoyed the Gun Gale version of the game. Nonetheless, I think this one has potential to be the one that really sets the Sword Art games apart from one another, and it could be a standout in the franchise. So that's going to conclude this video. I know a lot of people are looking at the lineup of games coming in May with the lack of The Last of Us Part 2 and some other games being delayed. They're not too enthralled by it, however, with games like Ys Memories of Celseta, Sword Art Online, Alicization Licorice, and some other titles that I will be covering soon, I do think there are some compelling games coming out next month, but let me know what you guys think. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.